And let's hear from GM John Mozeliak visiting with our Mike Claiborne in Washington, D.C. at baseball's winter meeting.
So far, so good. We always talk about the winter meetings, about acquisitions and signings and things of that nature, but there are a lot more things that take place here.
Well, there are. Yeah, we've been sort of knee-deep in a lot of different meetings, mostly from the new basic agreement and getting an understanding of that, and then spent most of the afternoon in a rules committee meeting. So the focus is still on trying to find ways to improve our club. So most of the energy over the last few days has been meeting with different teams as well as different agents.
How much has that aspect changed from when you first got in the business of talking to agents and certainly talking to other general managers about deals?
Well, I think from the GM standpoint, it's a lot less face-to-face. It's far more texting or just picking up the phone, whereas agents still want to come up to your suite. I think they're looking for that free soda, and ultimately we provide that for them.
And a lot of this is already, the groundwork in some cases has already been done before you get here. It's like you have a tree in the back and say, let's pick a player off this week. There's a lot of homework that's gone into this.
Oh, for sure. I mean, we have a great staff. They're working diligently to sort of understand both those markets. But I do think there's always some things that pop up when you're at these meetings, and I think that's where those face-to-face times do help benefit there.
I know you mentioned earlier in the week that you wanted to be more athletic. You'd like to have a little bit more speed. Those players, are they still on the board as far as you're concerned?
I still think there's opportunities out there. I certainly do, and I still think we have time. So we just have to be sort of patient and make sure we put ourselves in a position where we still feel like we're making the right move for our organization.
You mentioned patience. That's something that I know a lot of people don't have at this time of the year because they want to see something take place. Is there a big difference between a Wednesday and certainly a Friday? Because, you know, there's a lot of time between now and the start of the baseball season.
To me, I'm not trying to put a deadline on when we have to cross that finish line, but, I understand that we are certainly going to run out of runway at some point. So, we have to be prudent with our time, and, we're still hopeful that we can find a way to get better.
Once the meetings are over, what's next, along with trying to put the roster together? What's your next step?
Well, usually when we turn the calendar to January, we start focusing on arbitration, and right after January, spring training, so it comes quick.
Priorities after an outfielder for you?
Well, I still think we're going to survey looking to see what type of athlete we still could add to this roster, but as well as what the backup catching market might look like.
Thank you, sir. Good hunting.